Hello there, and hello there, and welcome to the Bearded Peacock. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United. I'm of course George. Welcome onto the channel, everybody. And we're unpacking another defeat for Leeds United. Like I said, I was back on it yesterday. Did a little preview for the game. Obviously, with the game which Leeds lost, it's the first preview I've done of the season. So we're back on the channel as I discussed yesterday, and we, you can expect regular previews, reviews, and everything in between from me. Now going forward into the season and resuming into the season. Obviously, I haven't been on properly for a couple of months, but we're back here on the Bearded Peacock. On the Bearded Peacock. I hope everybody's well, and yeah, I hope everybody's better. And sort of digested and unpacked and feeling a lot better about the result yesterday then and going forward with Leeds United than perhaps a lot of people did immediately after full time yesterday. Obviously, Leeds United lost at Nottingham Forest 3-1 in the end. A really, really, really disappointing result. Obviously, Forest are still sitting in the relegation zone despite that win, only their second of the season. Like I said, 3-1 at the City Ground. It finished like they're still in the relegation zone, 2 points behind Leeds. We're just a point above the relegation zone. Still not good enough from our point of view. And Mr. Daniel Farke has come under extreme scrutiny and pressure now from the fan base, who a lot of them, myself included, who I have been for a long time, is wanting the manager to be sacked. And I think a lot of people were expecting Leeds to sack him today. I thought maybe yesterday he would get the chop straight after the full-time whistle, but he didn't. He is still, as of the 10th of November, he is still at the helm as Leeds United manager. And listening to Graham Smythe, earlier on the square ball, he was saying that he doesn't expect Leeds to make a change. It doesn't feel like that's going to happen at this stage. And obviously now, thankfully, we have an international break. Obviously, we don't have the stress of Leeds United next weekend. England will play, won't they? We don't really give much weight to that on this channel, but we will be previewing the Villa game again when it rolls around. But the next few and heading into December, obviously, looking very difficult for Leeds now, unfortunately, which is a real test to see where we can go. But I think a lot of people are predicting Leeds will be sinking into the relegation zone. There is a few very, very difficult games in the run up to Christmas, really. Farke, I think for me, it's time for him to go. A lot of people have said it. I've been saying it for ages. I really don't think he deserved the opportunity. Okay, he deserved the opportunity, and that's wrong for me to say he didn't deserve it, because he probably did. He got us up with 100 points. Who doesn't deserve a crack at the Premier League? When you've had that sort of season to bring a club up, but it's not Premier League standard. Everybody knows this. You saw it with Norwich. I think he was sacked after 11 games there into that season that he got them promoted. After he got them promoted, 11 games in here, we've got 11 points. I've heard a lot of people saying, is it because we've got, the game, points to game ratio is basically, if we stayed at this, we ended up with 38 points, which could potentially see us safe. Is it because of that? That's keeping them in a job. Is it because of the home form? I've heard some people saying, at Elland Road, obviously, look, we've only lost once in the last year and over, and that was only a few weeks ago against Spurs as well. So is it because of that, potentially? I don't know. I think we're not privy as fans as what's to go on in the background. I think they've had a lot of different discussions. I know he was praised at the start of the season, really, Daniel, for how he got us up from the Championship. You cannot argue with that. But, you can argue with the tactics. It's poor, same generic substitutions. I know a lot of people as well yesterday were a little bit miffed about why Gabby Goodmunson was subbed on off for Harrison. Harrison playing left wing back ended up giving away that penalty. Silly challenge, wasn't it, really? He clipped Hutchinson, who obviously made a difference. Amari Hutchinson, made the assist for Gibbs White and then won the penalty, which was put away nicely, obviously, by Anderson, wasn't it? So, yeah, I think disappointing result. Whether Fark should go or stay, let me know in the comments down below. I think a lot of people are now coming around to the idea that, yeah, he needs to go, really. And I've been in this camp for some time, really. Looking like maybe we have to stick and endure him for at least another couple of weeks. But let's wait and see what happens. I don't envisage we will get much from the Aston Villa game in a couple of weeks. That is at Elland Road. Villa seem to have really hit a little bit of form now. And yeah, that's going to be a really, really difficult game. And yeah, whether Fark's still in the job by then, I don't know. But for me, this would be a great time to change it. I know, like, people would say, well, why would it, if they were going to do it, it'd be gone by now. It's end of play on Monday evening now. But, maybe it's not cut and dry, is it? Maybe it's just discussions to be hammered out, personal terms to be hammered out, paying him out for the rest of his contract. We don't know what's going on and happening behind the scenes. But like Graham Smythe said, who is quite in the know with the YEP, that, it doesn't feel like there's anything going to happen. It does seem like the man they still back him. And I really don't know why. That game yesterday was horrific. Obviously, started unbelievably. It was a lovely goal by Lucas Nemecha. Okafor did really well, didn't he, to win the ball back. Aronson played it onto him. Lovely, crisp finish from Nemecha. But obviously, it doesn't mean nothing when you concede within 90 seconds of going 1-0 up, does it? Really, 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 really poor defensively, to let the man down on the right-hand side, and then everybody's just stood as statues as Perry palms it back onto Sangeri, who just has a simple task of putting it in. Stood like statues, Leeds United in the penalty box. Same scenario for the second goal. Hutchinson, like I said, made a difference, obviously, but he curls that ball in. Why you stood like statues? Ethan Ampadu's way off his man. There's nobody there to greet Gibbs White, and he just glances the ball in. It seems to be a scenario that has happened quite a number of times. If you look back at that West Ham goal that we conceded as well a few weeks ago, Bournemouth as well, at Elland Road, the last-minute equaliser. Why are you switching off so quickly? Why are you switching off so quickly? What are you thinking about? What you got for your tea? Or what are you thinking about? You know what I mean? It's your job to mark the man. He just ghosts in. Past Ampadu, behind him, in front of Road on whoever's in front of him, nods the ball in. Perry's got no chance, and it's 2-1. And as soon as they get the second goal, that's it. It's game done. Soft penalty, silly, clumsy tackle, but it was a little soft penalty. Nicely put in from Anderson, and that's it. Good night, Leeds United. And it should have been good night, Daniel Fark, but we've still got to endure him for, who knows? Good news might come tomorrow, who knows? But I am, until that happens, I will not start ruminating on who will be the next manager. I have my thoughts on who will be the new manager, but I won't discuss it until he's been dismissed, really. I don't think it's, what's the point? It's a bit of a wasted energy, that, really, and coming and talking about things that might not even happen. So, we've got to wait and see what happens with him until we then start discussing who might be the new manager. But yeah, I think a lot of people were sort of thinking he might be sacked today. It hasn't happened yet, but let's hope it does soon, because we are going one way and one way only with if Daniel Farke stays in charge. I know the squad's a bit subpar, but people, you need to get the most out of what you've got, and he really isn't doing this. It's the same old tactics, the same old substitutions in the same minutes of games. What's the point? Try something a little bit new, but you're not doing it. And we, as fans, are suffering. The team, the results are really, really disappointing. That's 1 win from 5 now. And where does it end? Where does the misery end for Leeds United? Well, I'll tell you what, it ends now, because we don't have to suffer a Leeds United game for just under 2 weeks now. So that's some good news anyway. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Did you go to Forest yesterday? How did you see the game played? Obviously, it was absolutely dire, wasn't it? It's diabolical. But there you go. Should he go? Should he stay? Who would you like to see in as a new manager? Like I said, I won't discuss it until the trigger is pulled on Farke. But you can in the comments if you like. But thank you very much for watching. Like I said, it's lovely to be back on. And like I said, you can expect regular updates from myself from here on out. And remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video if you want to. Marching on together, and I'll see you on the next one.